Hello, welcome to R&R, where bad media from the past needs a beating. Well, this time, I've done movies from on and on, but let's try something new. Let's try video games as a bad media. And the video game I'm reviewing today actually gave RPGs a really bad name. And I'm talking about Quest 64, the appropriately named Quest 64. Okay, so this is Quest 64. So, what's the problem? It's really terrible. It starts out good, but then it goes really downhill really quick. And it's basically one of the worst, painful, awkward experiences you will ever see in an RPG. Not only the title is bad, but Quest? Who would name an RPG Quest? That's a little too generic, isn't it? So we start the game talking to some old geezer with the world's largest ears. I mean, seriously, he looks like a mouse. So he tells you that your father's been missing and that you have to go look for him. Yeah, your character's name is a 5-year-old boy named Brian. That's such a laughing matter. I'm controlling a 5-year-old. Looky! He has a quail haircut. Oh, and guess what? There are no other party members in the game. No. He is the only one you control and level up the entire time. Which sucks and becomes really painful when you're trying to fight off a whole horde of monsters altogether. So the magic system is not really hard at all. It centers around 4 elements, basically: fire, wind, earth, and water. How generic is that? What they really should have done is probably have a 5th element in there called heart. That would be your healing element. Basically you upgrade your elements throughout the entire game. You basically find these things called gems, which could be in random places, and you basically get to select one element in which you want to upgrade. And by upgrading your elements, you get to learn new spells and stronger magic attacks. Yeah, so I enter the end. Oh, and you know what the worst part of this game is? Not only do they restore your health and magic, it's the only place you can save. I kid you not. And when you die in random battle, you start back to that same inn that you last saved at. That means you have to go all the way back through the dungeon all over again. I mean, the graphics aren't that bad, but the color palette is just way too bright and happy looking. It's the Legend of Zelda on crystal meth. But yeah, like Zelda, it has real time. There's day and night and sunset. So we walk through the woods. You just follow the trail. Oh, and look, we run from escapees from the ugliest dog contest. So yeah, they're fire-breathing dogs that you have to fight, and they're a huge pain in the ass because they can attack from a long range. But yeah, I'll beat you, bad dog. Ugh, motherfucker. The battle frequency rate is very, very high. I mean, the battles aren't that bad, actually, playthrough, but trust me, it gets annoying real fast. Oh, and this is the worst part of the magic system. Your character Brian has to be facing right at the monster in order for your magic to hit it. If you face in a different direction, the magic goes the wrong way and doesn't hit the enemy, and yet you waste your magic points. so it attacks the ground. What the fuck is that shit? And don't let me get started on the camera. The camera is fucking terrible. I mean, you have very little control over it, and half the time you can't see where the hell you're going. And oftentimes, the camera does not adjust to your surroundings. Basically, when you turn around, or if you exit a battle or something like that, sometimes you'll face the wrong direction and think you're going into the right direction. But you then have to go back the other way and then walk around to the right direction to your next destination. Why? And since the game is so linear, it's very easy to get lost. And when you exit a random battle for something, it gets even worse. The camera just gets worse. Now I ran into a buck-toothed alligator with Down syndrome. Let's speed it up. I finally get to another town, and we go into another castle, and we speak with the king, and he says that, and he apparently knows his kid, and apparently tells me I have to continue searching for his father, and apparently their magic book has been stolen, and a war is breaking out, so you have to go retrieve it. But wait! It's an RPG! Let's go into the bedrooms and loot all their precious belongings! Yeah! Since there are no item shops in this fucking game! Oh yeah, and don't let me get started on the item and inventory system. There's no armor or weapons to equip. None of that. And there's no item shops either. You either have to find your items in your chest, in a nearby chest, or you could just earn them from random battles if you're short on them. But that's not always a guarantee. Oh, and these items are basically the only way to heal until you get the cure spell, which is a long way from here. Yeah, so we leave the town, we go to some forest, because I think you're supposed to go there. Yeah, and like any other RPG, the more you progress through the game, the enemies get stronger. And since Brian is the only character you control, you can easily be outnumbered and get your ass kicked. Oh, and since you can't stock up on items very well, it's very, very easy to run out if you're trying to heal and you don't have a healing magic. And so if you basically run out of items while the dungeon and they're mauling your ass, you're fucked! You can't win the game! Especially with this evil Star Fox boxer guy I have to fight, along with some spitting mummy. They keep kicking my ass. And look, I died. And there we go, I have to all the way back to the town. God, this game sucks. I've had enough. This is the worst RPG I've ever played.